ಬಂದ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಕಾಲಲಿ ಪಾದುಕ ಕೈಯಲಿ ದಂಡ, ಕಾಲಲಿ ಪಾದುಕ ಕೈಯಲಿ ದಂಡ, ಬಾಲರವಿಯ ಕಳೆಯ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರು ದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಮಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಟೆ ಶೋಭಿಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ, ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ತಿಲಕ ಚಂದನ ಹಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಮಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಟೆ ಶೋಭಿಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ, ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ತಿಲಕ ಚಂದನ ಹಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ವಿಸ್ತರ ನಗುಮುಖದ ಆ ವಿಸ್ತರ ನಗುಮುಖದ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಜೋಲುತ್ತಿರಲು ಕೊರಳೊಳು ರುದ್ರಾಕ್ಷ, ಜೋಳಿಗೆ ಬಗಲಲಿ ತ್ರಿಲೋಕರಕ್ಷ. ಜೋಲುತ್ತಿರಲು ಕೊರಳೊಳು ರುದ್ರಾಕ್ಷ, ಜೋಳಿಗೆ ಬಗಲಲಿ ತ್ರಿಲೋಕರಕ್ಷ. ಕಾಷಾಯಾಂಬರದ ಆ ಕಾಷಾಯಾಂಬರದ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಕುರುದ್ವೀಪದಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣೆಯ ತಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸರಸದಿ ವಾಸಿಪ ಶ್ರೀಪಾದ ಯೋಗಿ. ಕುರುದ್ವೀಪದಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣೆಯ ತಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸರಸದಿ ವಾಸಿಪ ಶ್ರೀಪಾದ ಯೋಗಿ. ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ನೃಹರಿ ಈ ಪರಮ ಪುರುಷ ನೃಹರಿ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಕಾಮಕಲ್ಪದ್ರುಮನೀತ ನಿತ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾತ್ಮದತ್ತ. ಭಕ್ತ ಕಾಮ ಕಲ್ಪದ್ರುಮನೀತ ನಿತ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾತ್ಮದತ್ತ. ಶಂಕರ ಗುರು ರೂಪ ಆ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಗುರು ರೂಪ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ. ಕಾಲಲಿ ಪಾದುಕ ಕೈಯಲಿ ದಂಡ ಬಾಲರವಿಯ ಕಳೆಯ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರು ದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ ಯೋಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರು ದೇವ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದ.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च. Humble prostrations to one and all. So in the last class we were seeing why this self is difficult to realize. It is difficult because it is durdarsham. Difficult because it is very subtle. Gudham anupravishtam. It is hidden because of all worldly distractions. We tend to give no importance to it. So that itself is a kind of obstacle. Guhahitam. In order to gain it, you will have to go deep within yourself. Introvertedness has to be practiced. Mind and the senses, they are generally trained in extrovertedness. So this becomes another obstacle. Gahvareshtam. Even if we look within, there are so many enemies which prevent us from gaining access to this Supreme Self. But if we can withdraw the mind from the outer world and fix it upon the Self with a pure mind, a pure subtle mind, then definitely it is possible. At such a person, a dhira, what happens to him? He becomes free from the external ups and downs of life, which are joys and sorrows. Now, what is the way in which we have to gain the self? So, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyāsana, these techniques are mentioned in the next verse. Let us chant the next verse, verse number 13, page number 104. Etat shrutva samparigrihya martyah pravruhya dharmyam anumetamapya samodate modaniyam hi labdhva vivrutam sadma nachiketasam manye. Etat shrutva samparigrihya martyah pravruhya dharmyam anumetamapya samodate modaniyam hi labdhva vivrutam sadma nachiketasam manye. So what is the way what are the procedures in which we can gain this self. So, step by step guidance is given. Etat shrutva. So, the first step is shrutva, after having listened. So, what is the first step? Listening is the first step. Shrutva means Shravanam. Shravanam. So, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Acharya prasadat. So, how should you listen? So, win the grace and blessings of the teacher, win the love and affection of the teacher. As in Bhagavad Gita it is said, Tadvidhi Pranipātena pariprashnena sevaya. Bow down to the teacher, serve the teacher, win his love and affection. So then he will pour out this knowledge. So from such a teacher, Shravanam has to be done. Shrutva, having listened. So in Shravanam, what is the main teaching? There are so many things which we listen, and they are all helpful in gaining knowledge. They are all helpful in getting a clear understanding. But what is the central teaching? The central teaching is Tat Tvam Asi. What is Tat Tvam Asi? Brahma-ātman-aikya-vijñānam. The oneness between Brahma and our own self. So the whole teaching is about this, that my true self is none other than Brahman. My true self is Satchit Ananda Brahman. So this is the central teaching. So whenever we use this term Shravanam, because there are so many things you can listen. There are Harikathas, there are stories in the Puranas. Ramayana Katha is there, Bhagavata Katha is there, and so many stories are there. It need not necessarily imply that this Katha must have Tattvamasi Vijñānam. So therefore it has to be specifically mentioned that whenever scriptures talk about Shravanam, it is about this. Brahma-ātman-aikya-vijñānam it is. The knowledge that the self in me is none other than the Supreme Lord, which is Satchidananda. That is Shravanam. So, etat shrutva. So, when you listen, yes, you have gained the information. Shravanam will give you information, but then there are doubts. So then what is the next step? Samparigrihya. 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 What is samparigrihya? Samyak atma bhavena parigrihya. Samparigrihya means grasping it well. So first of all we will see the literal meaning of this verse, and then we will see the detailed analysis. Etat shrutva, after having listened. Samparigrihya. Samparigrihya means after having grasped it well, meaning through mananam, reflection. Then pravrihya, after having discriminating, separating from the body, etc. Putting forth effort in discriminating, or in short, Nididhyāsanam, that is pravrihya. So, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyāsanam. And then what happens? Etat anum dharmyam apya. Then you will gain this self. You will attain this self. What is the nature of this self? Anum, very, very subtle. Earlier we have seen subtler than the subtlest. Dharmyam, which is the very nature of you. It's your nature, it's your dharma. It is your true dharma. It's your nature. So this self, which is very, very subtle and which is our true nature, apya, having gained, samartyaha, such a mortal, modaniyam labdhva modate, he modate, rejoices. Why is he rejoicing? Modaniyam labdhva, after having gained modaniyam, the object of delight. So here the Supreme Self. The Self is Ananda Swarupa, so he has gained the Ananda Swarupa Atma, and thus he rejoices. Modate. So what are the steps? Shrutva, samparigrihya, pravrihya, apya, modate. Listening to it, reflecting upon it, meditating upon it, becoming one with it, and then he rejoices. And then Yamarāja says, this sadma, this abode, this Brahma sadma, this abode of Brahman, Nachiketa vivrutam manye, I consider this abode of Brahman to be wide open. The doors are wide open. Nachiketa, for you it is no difficulty at all. It is a cakewalk for you. It is so easy for you. There is no difficulty at all for you. Now let us see. So the first one is Shravanam, listening to the scriptures, listening to the Mahāvākya in the scriptures. That's the main teaching, central teaching. Then what you have to do? You have listened to it, but doubts are there in the mind. You may think, how can I be that Supreme Self, which is infinite, immortal, etc.? I am this body. So naturally a doubt comes. So what is the definition of a doubt? Doubt means you have some existing knowledge, but the incoming knowledge, which is from a trustworthy source like scriptures, like Guru, etc., the incoming knowledge doesn't match with your existing knowledge. You are listening, but your knowledge, the existing knowledge, doesn't match with the incoming knowledge. Then mind is disturbed. So doubt is nothing but a state of mind which happens, a state of disturbed mind which happens when you come to know that the incoming knowledge is different from the existing knowledge. Remember, incoming knowledge is from a trustworthy source. So you cannot say that that knowledge is wrong because it is a trustworthy source. You can't deny it. But your existing knowledge is the level where you are at present. So what do you do when you have doubt? You clarify the doubt. And what happens when the doubt is clarified? The existing knowledge is updated up to the incoming knowledge. So existing knowledge is updated and it is made equal to the incoming knowledge. Through logical analysis, through reflection, through mathanam, through thinking. So this is called as mananam, reflection. How can that be right? And how can this existing knowledge be wrong? Both ways you think. And the more and more you think, the more and more clarity comes. So the doubtful knowledge becomes doubtless knowledge. And this doubtless knowledge is what is called as conviction. It happens at the intellectual level. Through logical analysis, through proper thinking, through proper reflection, you accept the incoming knowledge without any doubt. This is the result of mananam. So this is called as samparigrihya. For example, my existing knowledge is I am this body. Scripture says you are not this body. You are not this body. So naturally a question comes, how I am not this body? Doubt has come. Because the incoming knowledge is different from the existing knowledge. Existing knowledge is I am this body. So then the scriptures give the tarka, the logic. Shrutimatastarko nusandhiyatam. So how to think, how to guide our thinking, that guidance is also given by the Shruti, by the Guru. So what is the logic of thinking? You are not this body, you are the observer of this body. So the observer must be different from the observed. This is the logic given. Always you find that the observer of a thing is different from a thing. Now, are you the body or are you the observer of the body? You are actually the observer. So, scripture has given a direction to think. Now, you continuously reflect upon this direction, in this direction. So, when you reflect, you come to know, yes, whatever is happening, I am the observer. Whether it is the body, whether it is the thoughts, I am just observing it. So, therefore, it is true that the observer is different from the observed. So, then what happens? Doubt has gone. Doubt has gone means what? You have upgraded your existing knowledge to the incoming knowledge. And a state comes when you have no more any need to upgrade it. You have already gained the knowledge. There are no doubts regarding the scriptural statements. Your intellect accepts everything because there are no more doubts. So, this state is what has to be reached after Mananam. So, the first thing is Shravanam. You listen, you gain the information, and upon reflecting upon the information, you gain conviction. This is the second stage. Shrutva, having listened, samparigrihya, having reflected upon, having done Mananam, and the third step is pravrihya. Vr means to put forth effort. So, pravrihya means separating them, discriminating, separating what I am from what I am not. Now, here it is not intellectual separation. Intellectually, you have already separated in Mananam, that's okay. But now, here what you have to do? You have to separate and you have to firmly get abidance in what you are. So, till now the mistake you have done is, I did not know who I am. So, therefore, I got identified with the body and this identification continued. Now, with the new knowledge, I know I am not the body. So, what I have to do? I have to disidentify from what I am not and identify with what I am. Now, this process is called Nididhyāsanam. Nididhyāsanam. That is what is mentioned here as pravrihya. So, again and again, I become aware of that witnessing consciousness and I abide in that consciousness. Again and again, this knowledge is brought into my attention and I try to live it. So, Shravanena ajnana nivartihi, by listening, your ajnana is gone, you have gained the information. Mananena samshaya nivrittihi, with Mananam, your doubts are gone. And Nididhyāsanena vasana nivrittihi, the habitual error has to go. What is the habitual error? An error which has come by habit is called habitual error. What is the error now? The error is, I think I am the body. This has become a habit in considering myself as the body. Though now intellect is convinced that I am not this body, but the habit continues. Habit continues. So, because of the habit, the tendency is to again and again abide in the body, identify with the body, be one with the body. This has come because of habit. Understanding is clear, but because of habit, now there is a problem. Identification is with the body, not with consciousness. So, therefore, what has to be done? With effort, now I have to disidentify from the body and identify with the self. I have to again and again turn my attention towards the self. I have to again and again own the self. Right. This education has to be given. This is called as Nididhyāsanam. This vasana formation of body identification has to end. A new habit has to be created, and that is identifying with one's own true self. So this process is called Nididhyāsanam, pravrihya. And then what has to happen? After pravrihya, then it comes apya, then finally you attain it. Attaining means what? Attaining means you have successfully broken the habit of body identification, and now your identification is firmly with the Supreme Self. The effortless abidance in the Self is called apya. Apya means to attain. So through Nididhyāsanam, you attain that state, you put an end to the habitual error. So information, conviction, transformation. So now this knowledge is available to you. Now your thinking, your behaving, etc. will be based on this new knowledge. This new knowledge has been well assimilated. It has been well digested. So digesting the knowledge is the process of Nididhyāsanam. So this self, now two terms are used here. Anum, it is very subtle. Anum means subtle. So this we have already discussed. Why it is subtle? Because of minimum properties. Subtler than the Panchamahabhuta, subtler than the mind. This pure consciousness is the subtlest. And another term used here is dharmyam. Now this is a very beautiful term, dharmyam, because it can have so many meanings. Because dharma has got so many meanings. So dharmyam can have so many meanings. So one meaning is the self is our own true nature. So dharma means nature. So this self is our nature. So this self can be called dharmyam. Dharma also means our duty. So dharmyam means this self, gaining which is our highest duty in life. Dharmyam. Dharma also means virtues in life. So dharmyam means that which is gained after practicing the noble virtues of life. Unless the mind is pure, this knowledge we cannot gain it. So the preparation, the qualification is purifying the mind. Purification of mind is possible only when we cultivate the virtues of life, the dharmas of life. So therefore also this self is called dharmyam, that which is gained after gaining all the virtues of life. This term is used in Bhagavad Gita also. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam. So there you will find this term Dharmyam used by Bhagavan. So it's a beautiful term. So Shrutva, Samparigrihya, Pravrihya, Apya. Having gained, what happens to this man, this person? Sammodate modaniyam hilabdhva. He has gained. What has he gained? Modaniyam. That which is the object of delight, that which gives you moda is called modani. Moda means happiness, joy, peace. Atma is Ananda Swarupa Atma. So therefore naturally it is modaniyam. Sammodate. He rejoices in this object of joy. So this is the end result of gaining that Supreme Self. Nachiketa, as far as you are concerned, Vivrutam Sadma Nachiketa Sammanye. Sadma. Sadma means abode. Abode of what? Abode of Brahman. So it is Brahma Sadma. So this abode of Brahman, Hey Nachiketa, for you it is Vivrutam, wide open. The doors are wide open for you. You will not find any difficulty. This Durdarsham, Gahvareshtam, all those things, it is not applicable for you. For you it is very, very easy. It is Suvitnyayam. Sudarsham it is. It is very easy for you. It is not difficult because all those virtues, Viveka, Vairagya, etc., you already have it. So therefore it is not difficult. Now in the next verse, Nachiketa repeats the question. So up to verse number 13 you will find Yamarāja praising Nachiketa again and again, but it appears as though all this praise had no effect upon Nachiketa. He appears to be a Tivra Mumukshu, not getting carried away by all these praises, etc. So you will find here Nachiketa is not at all affected by all these praises. His condition appears to be like the person who has fire upon the jata. That is the way it is described. The person who has this Vairagya, Tivra Vairagya, Tivra Mumukshutvam, such a person is compared with a person whose jata has been caught fire. So Nachiketa is focused. He repeats the very same question which he had asked in the previous Valli. I hope you remember the question. It comes in the 20th verse. 20th verse of the first Valli is this question. What is that question? Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astiti nayam astiti chaike etad vidyamanushishtastvayaham varanamesha varastritiyah. So this was a question raised there. About dead people, there is this doubt. Some say they exist, some say they don't exist. So I want to know this truth. So this was the question. So the very same question, but put in a different way, we have it in this verse, verse number 14. Let us chant that verse, page number 109. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatrasmat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yattat pashyasi tatvada. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat, anyatrasmat krita kritat, anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, yattat pashyasi tatvada. So what is the question raised? Anyatra dharmat, that is that which is different from dharma. Dharma means virtue, righteousness. Anyatra dharma, that which is different from dharma. Anyatra adharma, that which is different from adharma, vices. Anyatra asmat krita akritat, that which is different from this krita akrita. Krita akrita means what? Krita, effect, akrita, cause. Krita, karya, akrita, karana. So that which is different from karya karana, that which is different from cause effect, that which is different from dharma and adharma. Anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha, that which is different from bhuta, past, and bhavya, the future. Yat tat pashyasi, yat tat pashyasi tadvada. That which you see, please tell me. So, O Lord Yamarāja, please tell me that which you experience. That which is different from dharma and adharma. That which is different from karya and karana. That which is different from bhuta and bhavya. That which you experience, please tell me. So this is the question. Now this question appears to be a different question. Compared to the previous question, this question appears to be different, but actually it is not different, it is the same. So first of all, we will have to understand what this question is all about. So that which is different from dharma, adharma, karya, karana, bhuta, bhavya, and that which you see, you experience, please tell me. So Nachiketa has full faith in Yamarāja, that he knows it, that he has experienced it. So total faith is there, Shraddha, Bhakti is there. So with this Shraddha, Bhakti is asking this question. Question is the same. Now if you have to understand this, you have to understand the nature of this world. So what is this world all about? So the whole world is nothing but this. What is it? A jiva does karma. The karma can be either punya or papa, dharma or adharma. And accordingly he reaps the result, karma phala. For punya karma he enjoys it. For papa karma he suffers it. So karma phala happening in a particular time period. So karma fructifying into karma phala, and the karta enjoying or suffering the karma phala. And in order to enjoy this karma phala or suffer this karma phala, the whole world is created. The world, the senses, the body, the mind, intellect, everything is what? It is nothing but the play of dharma, adharma, meaning papa, punya. It is a play of cause, effect, karya, karana, because karma itself is becoming karma phala. Karma is the karana, karma phala is the karya. So the whole world is a play of dharma, adharma, karya, karana, and bhuta, bhavya. So the karma done in bhuta becomes karma phala in bhavya, time. So karma fructifying as karma phala in a period of time and giving sukha dukkha to the jiva, this is the whole game of this world. Right? So if you have to put it in form of laws, so what are the laws of karma theory? We can put it, beautifully in a structured form. So the first law, what is first law? Definition of karma. What is karma? An action is called karma when that action is performed with the identification of instruments of action, namely body, mind, intellect. Once again, an action is called karma when that action is performed with the identification with the body, mind, intellect, which are the instruments of action. This is the definition of karma. So, action done with kartrutva bhava is called karma. Put in another words, action which has no kartrutva bhava cannot be called karma. So therefore, in the sleep, when you kick the person nearby in your sleep unknowingly, so that action is not karma because there is no kartrutva bhava. There is no sense of doership. You are not even aware that such action has happened. So karma is the action which is performed with the identification with the body, mind, intellect, which is done consciously. So this is called karma. This is the first law of karma. What is the second law? Every karma has to fructify into karma phala. This is the second law. Every karma in time will fructify into karma phala. It will become the fruit of that action. Third law. Fructification time depends from karma to karma. Every karma will have different fructification time depending upon the nature of karma. This is the third law. Some karma fructifies immediately as karma phala. Some karmas fructify, it takes long time, may not be in this birth also. So depending upon the nature of the karma, the fructification time also will vary. Third law. Fourth law. The performer of karma, that is karta, himself has to become the enjoyer or sufferer of karma phala, bhokta. So the karta himself has to become the bhokta. I do karma and somebody goes through karma phala, it is not possible. They are all the fundamental laws, it has to be very clear. Yaha karta bhavati sa eva bhokta bhavati. This is the law. Actions will come back to me as a fruit of action and I only have to go through it. Karta alone has to become the bhokta. This is law number 4. Now, law number 5, karma phala comes as the experience of sukha or dukkha. This is how karma phala comes to us, sukha or dukkha. For punya karma, we experience sukha. For papa karma, we experience dukkha. This is the karma phala anubhava, the experience of karma phala. Law number 6, the world, the body, the mind, the intellect, the senses, they are all the products of karma done in the past. They are all the products of the past karma and they all become the cause for the future karma. So they are the products of the past karma and they become the cause for the future karma. So they are the effects of the past karma, karya. They are the cause for the future karma. Meaning what? The whole world, body, mind, senses, they have all come from karma only. This is law number 6. And law number 7, karma phala data is Bhagavan alone. Who is the one who is giving us the fruits, the results of our action? It is the Lord who is the omniscient one, who is the Antaryami, who knows everything regarding action. What was the action performed? When was it performed? Against whom was it performed? How long was it performed? With what intention was it performed? With what instruments was it performed? Where was it performed? Every detail is known by the Lord, so He alone can be karma phaladata. Karturajñaya prapyate phalam. So these are the 7 laws, and based on these laws, the whole world is functioning. So what is this world? It is a play of dharma adharma. It is a play of karya karana. It is a play of bhuta bhavya. At the right time, the whole thing happens. So in the lap of time, this play is happening. The play of punya papa, the play of cause effects is happening. Now, the question of Nachiketa is there something other than this cause effect phenomenon? Now his question is this. It appears that there is no choice for us. If you do punya, you go to the higher world and punya exhaustion happens, again come back. Perform action, if it is punya, go to higher worlds, come back. Again perform action, if it is papa, go to the lower worlds, come back. This appears to be like an infinite loop. In computer programming, we have this, flow chart. So in the flow chart, there is something called infinite loop. You just cannot come out of that loop. There is no option available. So Nachiketa's question is, how long should I go through this? And they say this merry-go-round, merry-go-round. That huge giant wheel, it goes round and round and round, round and round and round. It is called as merry-go-round. Nachiketa is telling, this is not merry, this is misery. I want to come out of it. Remaining in this jiva bhava, remaining in this body, going through the karma phala, and it goes on and on and on. Even if you go to heaven, even if you go to that Hiranyagarbha, Brahmaloka, there is no permanent peace. Because Kshide Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. You have to come back again and again. Is there a way out? This is the question. So this is the question of a true mumukshu. Now if you remember this earlier question in the first valley, it is the same question. What was the question? Is there existence other than body, mind, intellect? When the body dies, is there something which remains? Is there something which is unaffected by birth and death? Is there something which is not affected by existence or non-existence of the BMI? Is there something? This was the question. The same question is here also. The point is this: if there is something like that which can help me get out of this infinite cycle, I would like to know that. This is the question. If there is a possibility to come out, I would like to exercise that possibility, because I am fed up of this. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, anyatra asmat krita kritat, anyatra bhuta cha bhavya cha, yat tat pashyasi tat vada. So the question has to be clearly understood. So this is the question of a tivra mumukshu who is fed up of this game of life, where we keep on doing action and we keep on getting results of action, and accordingly the body is formed, the world is formed, the senses are formed, and again we indulge in this world. Again actions, again results, again different worlds, going up and down, up and down. Nachiketa says, I am fed up. It is not merry, it is misery. Misery is going round and round. So is there a way out? I understand that there is a way out, and I also know that you have gained that state. So please explain to me what that state is and how to attain that state. So this is the question. The question is about the ultimate reality of life. So this question is about the ultimate Shreya Vastu. Nachiketa is fed up of this path of prayas. Now he is seeking the path of Shreyas. So this is what we have to understand. So now the real teaching of Kathopanishad begins. So from next verse onwards, it's all the teaching of Yamarāja. So let us chant the next verse, verse number 15, page number 114. Yamarāja is very happy with this question. So now he glorifies this knowledge in this verse number 15. Let us chant. Sarve Vedayat Padamamananti Tapamsi Sarvani Chayat Vadanti Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Bravimi Omityetat Sarve Vedayat Padamamananti Tapamsi Sarvani Chayat Vadanti Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Bravimi Omityetat. Yes. Yad Padam Sarve Vedaha Amananti. That supreme state which is proclaimed by all the Vedas, they glorify it, proclaim it, they speak about it. Yat Sarvani Tapamsi Chavadanti. That state for which all the tapas, all the austerities are meant for. In order to gain that state, we do all kinds of austerities. That state. Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti. Desiring which the seekers, they follow the path of Brahmacharya. Tat Padam Te Sangrahena Bravimi. That higher state which you are asking. Nachiketa, there is such a thing, first of all. Earlier we had asked, Eyam prete vichikitsa manushe asti teke nayam asti ticheke asti nasti. Two types. People are having doubt. Now let me tell you, such a state is there. Tat padam te sangrahena bravimi. In a very short and a brief way, I will tell you that particular state. Om iti etat. And that highest state is known as Om. Is known as Om. So, what does Yamarāja say? Sarve Vedaha yat padam amananti. So, all the Vedas, unanimously, there is no difference of opinion among Vedas. All the Vedas, Rig, Yajus, Sama, Atharva, all these Vedas, unanimously, they glorify that state. Amananti. They glorify that state. They proclaim about such a state being existent. There is no difference of opinion. Unanimously, Sarve Veda. So therefore, all whatever you see in the Vedas, the do's and don'ts, whatever you find in the Vedas, it is only to reach that state. All the rituals, the purpose is only to reach that state. Whatever is mentioned in the Vedas, it is directly or indirectly connected to taking the seekers unto that state. Yat padam sarve vedaha amananti. Then tapamsi sarvani cha yad vadanti. All the austerities are performed in order to gain that state. So what is austerity? Austerity means tapas. Tapas is called austerity. So what do you do in tapas? In tapas, there are three things you do. Number one, conservation of energy. So first of all, you conserve your energy. You don't allow the energies to leak out through various sense channels. You conserve your energy. Then you channelize your energy. Give a direction to this energy and then you finally apply the energy. So, in order to gain a higher goal, energy is necessary. Only with energy you can reach there. So, what do? The existing energy you conserve, and with this conserved energy, now you have a lot of energy. With that energy, you direct it towards the highest goal, and then utilize this energy to take you to that highest goal. So, the whole process is called tapas. Tapas. There is a conservation, there is channelization, and there is application. And what is the end result of tapas? The end result is whatever goal you had in mind, you attain that goal. That is the end result of tapas. So, tapamsi sarvani, there are various kinds of tapas mentioned in the scriptures. At the body level, at the mind level, at the intellect level. All tapas, so whatever tapas is mentioned in the scriptures, all tapas basically is to take you to this highest goal. Tapamsi sarvani cha yad vadanti yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti, desiring which the seekers practice brahmacharya. Now, what is this brahmacharya? Generally, brahmacharya people mean abstination from sex, abstaining from sex. But that is only a limited meaning. So, brahmacharya, the term has to be understood in that all the meaning has to be understood when we use the term brahmacharya. Charya means, walking the path. Walking the path, charya. So, brahmacharya means walking the path towards Brahman. So, the goal is Brahman. So, in order to reach there, you have to tread a path. So, everything that you do, in order to reach your goal, everything will come under brahmacharya. Everything will come under brahmacharya. For example, you practice maunam, that is also brahmacharya only, a part of brahmacharya. You eat less, your sleep is moderate, your eating is moderate, they all will come under brahmacharya. You do japa, that is also part of brahmacharya only. You do swadhyaya, study, that is also brahmacharya. You reflect upon it, contemplate upon the truth, that is also brahmacharya. So, everything that you do while walking the path towards Brahman, in order to gain Brahman, whatever you do, everything will come under brahmacharya only. So, in this wider sense, this term has to be understood. Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti, that highest truth, desiring which a person follows this path of brahmacharya. So, here Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, what is brahmacharya? Gurukulavasa lakshanam anyatva brahma praptyartham. In order to gain Brahman, whatever you do, starting from Gurukula Vasa, you stay with the Guru, study from him, serve him, everything will come under brahmacharya. So, yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti tatte padam sangrahena bravimi. That padam, that highest state. What is padam? Padaniyam, gamaniyam. Padam means that which can be reached by walking. This is the actual meaning. Padaniyam. So, here, gamaniyam. Gamaniyam means it's a state which when we intelligently make use of our instruments, following the guidance of the scriptures, if we follow it, definitely it is a state which can be reached. It can be made a destination and we all can reach it. So, that state which can be reached through intelligent living, such a state is called padam. It is a state which every one of us can attain. So, tatte padam sangrahena bravimi. In short, I will tell you. So, what is that state? So, Yamarāja says it is Om, one word, Om. The highest truth is mentioned as Om. So, now comes Nama Mahima, the glory of the name of the Lord. Very many times people say, Nama Mahima is not there in Upanishad. Arey, what is this? You will find this Nama Mahima here. Chanting the name of the Lord, it is a great sadhana. So that Nama Mahima is glorified in Upanishad. It is there in the Upanishad. This is the proof. That ultimate truth is called Om. So what you have to do? You have to chant that Om, keeping that highest truth in mind. In Bhagavad Gita, anyway, Nama Mahima is there. It comes in the 17th chapter. Om Tat Sat. So the end of 17th chapter is a glorification of Bhagavan's name. So Bhagavan's name is Om Tat or Sat, or together Om Tat Sat. So there Bhagavan's name is glorified. Japanam, Yajñānam, Japa Yajñosmi, Bhagavan says in 10th chapter also. Again, that Japa is also given importance there. So in Upanishad, you will find this place where Nama Mahima is given. That portion we will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.